I have a question for you. What if it turns out better than you could have ever imagined? What if all of the changes that you're making in your life right now are leading to something more beautiful than you could have ever envisioned? Yes, things could go wrong. Yes, things could go sideways. But they could also turn into a beautiful miracle. You don't know.
Hey guys, Chichi here and welcome to my little corner of YouTube. So glad to have you here. Today we have yet again another Reflective Sunday video. I know it's been a minute since I've released like a Reflective Sunday video. It's been a minute since I've been here actually. So yeah, I'm just glad to be back, and I think I have a lot to reflect on the past couple of months because it's been crazy. It's been an interesting couple of months. So yeah, I hope you guys are good and you're taking care of yourselves and you're well mentally and spiritually. I have to say, spiritually, it's been quite silent spiritually the past few months. Maybe because I have been so consumed with life. It's been so busy, but I think I've really come to realize the importance of I've come to realize that I actually need my quiet time in the morning. It's important for me. Otherwise, like I'll just live a haphazard life and emotions all over and everything. Like mornings, quiet time for me. Okay, my quiet time is usually in the morning, so that's why I'm like mornings. But quiet time for me and God is really, really important for me. And during that time, I just don't like being disturbed. I don't like talking. I don't like having conversations. I don't like interacting with anyone. Even when I'm in a relationship, like in the morning, the person has to know that we ain't doing no chit chatting. I'm not on my phone to chit chat. No, I don't like talking to people in the morning because that's me time. That's me time. That helps me to be a better person. Truly speaking, I feel like I haven't had enough of that this past couple of months because life has just been so crazy. It's so crazy because sometimes life is just hectic that you don't actually realize that time has gone by, and I don't like that. I like balance. Amongst all other things, the most important relationship in your life is your relationship with God, and it should be put first, and then everything else follows. No matter how busy your life gets, your relationship with God should always be constant and something that is solid. I'm really proud of myself for the woman I've become the past few months. I feel like there's been a lot of self-improvement, a lot of self-growth, a lot of becoming more of myself, knowing who I truly am. And one of the things that really stood out for me this past couple of months is the issue of validation. I used to struggle with validation. I felt the need to be validated by loved ones or people around me that are close to me. And especially when when you have something that is inside of you, something that you want to do, and you're like, oh my gosh, I need that. Oh, that support. I need that. Oh my gosh, you can do this. This is for you. And when I didn't receive that, it was like, okay, I guess this is not good enough, or I just let it die down. But this year was different. I know. I remember I prayed for that beginning of this year, and God has really showed up. I've now I don't seek validation from anyone. I don't need that validation from anyone to do what I feel like God has called me to do, or to do what I feel like I've been set to do or called to do. So it's wow. It feels so great. It feels so great because sometimes those people don't know what has been put inside of you that you need to let out. So the only validation you need, first of all, the most important validation is from God. That's the most important validation you need, and everybody else's is just a add on. But the most important one is from God, because sometimes God would have called you to do something, but because the people around you didn't validate you, you now like say, no, this is not for me, and you close it off, and you close off an opportunity that God had granted to you, that was for you. But because those people don't understand, they were not shown that, you were shown that. So yeah, it's stuff like that. So now when I set my mind to do something, if I want to do something, I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it. Like, if I decide I want to do this, I'm gonna do it. Me and Jesus gonna talk about it. We decide if it's a yes, we go ahead with it. It feels good to be here. It feels really good. For somebody else who struggles with that, I highly recommend just praying about that part of your life and really asking God to help you work through that. Because yeah, a few days ago I was watching this interview with Lauren London. This interview that Lauren London had with this lady, I forgot her name, but she's a podcast. And then she was just discussing how Lauren was navigating grief after, she lost her husband, her spouse, her partner. Yeah. Nipsey. So they were just talking about how she was dealing with all of that. It was just a really, really deep interview. And there's something that really stood out for me. She said that she was like, I do not want to miss the mark. I want to do all that God has set out for me to do. And that hit me. I was like, yeah, wow, God. I was literally like, God, this is literally what I want. It's almost like what I'd been thinking about and praying about for the past few months. When I really wanted guidance and clarity on a lot of things in regards of my purpose to God. And I really don't want to live a life just to live a life. Like, those are one of the things I say to God. I was like, I want to live an impactful life this year. It has to be impactful. Like, I don't just want to live life, wake up each morning and just be like, okay, I'm just living life. No, I want my life to have purpose. So when she said that, I was like, wow, that's exactly how I feel. I don't want to miss the mark. I want to be able to do all that God has set out for me to do. And I feel like I've let so many things distract me from doing what God has set out for me to do. A lot of things have distracted me. I've dealt with a lot of insecurities. When the devil knows that God has something great that he's put inside of you, and he fires every single thing at you so that you're not able to produce that or bring out that to the world. That's what it's been like for me. But man, that was really deep for me. I was just like, yeah. As I was saying, we were created for a purpose that is bigger than us. So your assignment on earth has more to do with, it does not only concern you. It's not about you just making it and buying houses, buying cars, all being about you. Yeah, there's that, but then you also have a bigger purpose, right? That does not only benefit you. But because we live in a generation that's kind of selfish, all about me, we don't really understand that whole interview reminded me that you have to live for something bigger than you. But another thing I've also learned the past couple of months is the importance of understanding timelines. I've really come to understand that my journey is my journey. It has nothing to do with my friend's journey, my siblings' journey, or anybody else's journey. It's my journey. And just because someone is doing what they're doing, or winning in life, or doing how they're doing it, does not mean I have to do it that way. Because who said God said you should do it like that? We all have certain gifts, and we all have ordained purposes that are specific to our journey and our timelines. So you can't compare someone else's timeline with yours. It's different. It's totally, totally different. I've really become so content and with my timeline, content with knowing that no, my journey is my journey, y'all. Um, my journey is not gonna look like the next person's journey, and that's fine. And if they're winning, I'm gonna celebrate them. I'm not going to. It's not going to belittle my journey. Celebrating someone's wins and someone's journey does not mean you should belittle your journey. Yeah, it does not mean yours is not significant. God is a different way of doing things in our lives. He's also got different times of elevating people, different times of doing different things. We are all born for different reasons, and we have different purposes. So there's no way I'm going to have the same journey as the next person. There's no way I should be wanting to live a life this way because somebody else is living it. What if that's not my portion? You know what I mean? What if that's not your portion? So I really become so content with knowing that, nah man, my journey is my journey. I'm cool. Yeah, y'all can do that. That's cool. If it's not part of my journey, it's not part of my journey. If it's not what God has called me to do, then it's fine. I'm not going to step into it. I'm not going to force myself because I want to look relevant in society. No, no thanks. Not having it. So it's a beautiful thing. It's such a beautiful stage to get to in life where you're like, man, I know what I'm made for. I know what I'm created for. I know my purpose, and that's enough for me. I'm gonna stick to that. I'm gonna trust God with that. It's been a really good couple of months, but also lots of twists and turns, a lot of emotions. But I'm generally proud of the woman I'm becoming. I love how I figured out myself. I love how I now know what I like, what I enjoy, and I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed for what I like, what I don't like. I'm not afraid to say no. I think I've really learned the art of drawing boundaries, like um, boundaries of to protect the person I am, to protect the person, to protect the woman that I want to be and the woman I'm working to be. So if anything does not align with the woman I want to be and the woman I'm working towards being, then I'm gonna say no to it. It's not welcome. It's not welcome, and it's just a no. And I say it unapologetically because, yeah, I'm trying to protect the woman I want to be. So if it's a no, it's a no. If I don't want to do that, I'm not going to do it. If I don't want to go there, I'm not going to go there. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care what anyone thinks. That's what they think. I really learned the art of being a little bit selfish with me, selfish with my decisions, because I feel like not in like I'm just thinking about me, but like in a way of I've always been a person who's always showed up for other people so much, and I always thought that other people would do the same for me in my head, like they'll show up the same for me. But I'm learning that it don't work like that, and I've stopped being so hard on myself and expecting the same from people. So yeah, that's been really good. Just knowing that, okay, if someone is like this, they're like that, it's cool. And if I feel like I can't handle their character, I distance myself a little bit. We're gonna be cool, but you're just not for me, or that's just not for me. So it's all good vibes. It's just been so it's been liberating. It's been liberating just getting to know me and figuring out myself and learning more about myself. I've really figured out like how this kind of style I like, how I like to dress, my sense of fashion. It's just coming together, man. It's just coming together. I believe wholeheartedly that God is perfecting all that concerns me. And yeah, I remember I literally wrote that at the beginning of this year, and that is my statement. Like, God is perfecting all that concerns me, and it's all coming together. And even the stuff that it hasn't come together, I believe it's gonna come together full circle. God never misses, He never misses. So yeah, man. That's how this past couple of months have been. And it's been basically a lot of healing, a lot of forgiving, a lot of rebirth as well. It's just been interesting, man. But I'm just glad to be back and with you guys, back with Reflective Sundays. I can't wait to share more of these with you. I hope you enjoyed a little chat, a little catch up. And if you took, I hope you took something from it that can possibly serve you and help you out. I really tried this whole, um, I don't know, this whole mellow, warm setting because I wanted it to feel like that for my video. I wanted us to just be comfortable, to be cozy, to be warm. I hope I didn't blabber too much because I tend to process things so fast when I'm in front of the camera. It's crazy. Hope you guys enjoyed this video and thank you so much for all my new subscribers. If you're new to this channel, thank you for joining me. Thank you for um, deciding to join us in this side of YouTube, my little corner of YouTube. My name is Chichi and I'm glad to have you here. Yeah, I love you guys. Take care of yourselves, stay prayed up, love on yourselves, and don't forget to be